Hey everybody. If you're just joining now, say hey in the chat. What's going on, Ivan? How are you? I'm just getting everything situated here and putting a quick post on Instagram to let everybody know that we're going to be doing some building today. Figure a little surprise live stream could be kind of fun, right? Hey there, Joseph. How's it going? We're going to get started in just a second here, everybody. Hope you're all having a very nice Tuesday. Hey there, Lex. What's going on, Barry? Hey, everybody. Thanks for jumping on. Having a little surprise live stream today. Figured it'd be kind of fun. I'm just posting real quick on my Instagram to make sure people know that we're going to be doing this. We'll get started here in just a second. All right, that is all set. What's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing today? All right, let's get this thing going. I haven't built one of these Tamiya kits in quite a while, so I'm pretty excited to give this a shot. Let's see what we're working with here. See if I can zoom out a little bit. Is that better? Go in a little. It's probably pretty good right there, right? How's the image quality look like, okay? Adam, why not the new Zvezda kit? I happened to be able to grab this one for pretty cheap on Amazon, so I figured, why not give it a go? Figure it's a pretty accessible beginner kit. It's pretty easy to get your hands on, so it might be a good one for some tutorial purposes like this. How's the audio? Can you guys hear me okay? Probably a little loud. How's the microphone? Can you guys let me know in the chat how the volume is? Thanks, Jose. Glad to hear the audio is okay. Thanks, Robert, as well. Has anybody built this kit before? This is the CHTZ version. I've done a couple of the older Tamiya T34s, but I haven't done this particular one yet, so kind of excited to see how it goes here. Looks like we got the pretty standard start here with our lower hull assembly. So let's get this manual all set up nice and good here. Get this out of the way, and we'll start working. Probably don't need the upper hull parts. Just trying to find a good place to put everything here. Let's see. Put the phone up there. Put the parts back here. Alright, that'll do. Looks like we got to start out with about a billion road wheels here. Here, I'm going to turn the white balance up a little bit too, because I think it's probably a bit dark. It's probably a little bit better. Let me know. Alright. Start snipping some road wheels here. Okay. So it's all C1 and C2. So C2 is our outside, C1 is our inside, and we need to make 10 of these. So let's get snipping here. 1, 2, 3. I don't want to mix these up, even though I think they do look pretty different. Let's just get these guys off the sprue. There's 5 right there. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. I'm just going to be building away on this thing, guys. So if you have any questions about scale modeling, about this particular vehicle, or whatever, really, questions about anything, we're just going to have some fun and work on this for like an hour or so. Just hang out. And if I miss you in the chat, I'm trying to check it every once in a while when I can, so no sweat. And while you guys are watching, if you don't mind hitting that like button to just let YouTube know that we're doing this, hopefully they'll send the signal out to some more like-minded scale modelers and we can get this chat going. Well, get this chat really going. Obviously, you guys are already here, which I am very thankful for. Thank you for joining. All right, where is my sanding stick? Where is my sanding stick? That's interesting. Where'd that go? It's usually in here. Oh, there it is. All right. If you guys haven't seen my best scale modeling supplies for beginners video, this is my handy dandy emery board nail file here. I've been using this one forever. As you can see, it's pretty beat to snot here. But it is great for removing little bits of flash, like you see it's got a little nub here, and there's going to be 2 of those on each one of these, so it's good to just grab and knock through these real quick so we can clean up these wheels. And you can also see there's a pretty visible seam line along here. I know it's very faint, so you might not be able to see that super well, but what we're going to do is just take this right along the whole outside length of the wheel and just kind of buff that seam down so it's not as visible. Once we get the tracks on here and they're all weathered up and painted up and everything, you're not really going to be able to see it super well anyway, but might as well give it a good head start so we don't have to hide it with any weathering or anything later down the road. All right, let's see. I'll try and read the chat while I'm sanding without destroying anything here. Let's see. Oh, Eric, that is too nice. I am not a pro by any means, but I do appreciate it. We're all just learning here. Hello to anyone that's just joining. Thanks for hopping on. We're just doing a little impromptu live stream today. It's going to be kind of fun. Well, fun for me, maybe. I'm just sanding down road wheels. I hope you guys enjoy this too. So, ask some questions here. Now, you can see I just went around and kind of knocked down all of the flash seam line on this road wheel outer here. So, hopefully, that's going to look a little better. Actually, that's the inside of the road wheel, but that's okay. All right, so 1 down, 19 to go. You guys are in for a treat. Let me know in the chat what you guys are currently working on. What's on your bench right now? You got any good projects going? Be interested to hear about. I wish I could play music here too, but I think YouTube might take it down if I had music going in the background. So apologies for that as well. You guys just have to listen to me and this lovely sanding sound here. Robert, what are some good third-party transfers for aircraft? I mostly build in 1/48 scale, a lot of German and American aircraft, and the decals that I usually go for, Eagle Cals make some really good ones. I just picked up an Eagle Cals set, and that has been great. I'm trying to think who else. I'm on the spot here, so now I can't think of the good stuff. You know what? I'll have to check when we get a break here from sanding, and I will let you know. I get most of my aftermarket stuff on Sprue Brothers. They usually have a pretty good selection for the types of models that I'm looking for. So if you're looking for some aftermarket decals, I would recommend popping over to Sprue Brothers. Really good service here in the US particularly. I do think they ship internationally as well, but don't quote me on that. AJ, what are your thoughts on the Tamiya 135 M41? I actually, believe it or not, have not built that kit up. I know it's like a super classic, and pretty much everybody has one in their collection, but I have not done it yet, but I have only heard good things. It might be a little simple, because it is an older kit, but it is very user-friendly, and with a little bit of love and some creativity, you can definitely make something very nice. I think you'll have fun with that one. And it's a really iconic tank. Walker Bulldogs are pretty cool. Let's see, what else is going on? Sawyer, T29 Heavy. That sounds pretty cool. Oh, I just got an error that my connection's not very good. Is there much buffering? Can you guys see okay? Let me know in the chat if the stream quality is okay. I'm getting a little notification that it's a bit punchy. Well, I guess we'll keep trucking here and hopefully it evens out. Oh, good. Thank you, Soldier and AJ. Glad to hear it. Appreciate it. I don't do a ton of these live streams. I'd like to do some more, but still trying to figure out the setup on my side to get everything smooth. This is one of the less glamorous parts of the hobby, but it can be kind of relaxing after a long day's work. Just buffing out some seam lines. Oh, glad to hear that the stream is good over in New Zealand. Thank you very much. Adam, do you think that every kit from Tamiya in 135 with rubber tracks is beginner friendly? Honestly, a lot of people kind of give me a hard time for being as positive about Tamiya as I am. And I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I do think that they are just the best kits for the experienced builder or the new builder. The engineering is just really, really good. I don't know how they've figured this out, but it's just very straightforward. The instructions are really clear. The part numbers are really clear. And the fit is just perfect on everything. So I haven't had a bad experience with the Tamiya kit. I've built dozens and dozens of them, and I have not had a bad time. Sometimes they're a little harder than others, but you know, you're gonna have a really good time. I would just say, like, if you are gonna pick one up, or if you haven't picked one up yet, do a little research. There's a website called ScaleMates that usually has a instruction manual download of almost every kit on the market, or like at least the really popular ones. And it's a really good idea to go check that out beforehand and just kind of see what the part count is and how the process looks. And then you can kind of get an idea of what to expect before you spend any money on it. So yeah, check out scalemates.com. It's a very handy tool for the scale modeler. See, how many of these have we done so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All that time. How far are we into this stream? We're almost 20 minutes into the stream and I've done 7 road wheels. 7 halves of a road wheel. Half of 7 road wheels. Right? That's what I'm looking for, yeah. But Adam, I think, yeah, it was Adam that asked, right? Yeah. I have a video on my channel too of my top 5 kit recommendations for a beginner scale modeler. If you haven't seen that yet, I would recommend checking it out. It outlines some of my favorite Tamiya kits. There's a bunch of Tamiya kits on there that I'd recommend starting out with, both aircraft and armor kits, and hopefully that can be helpful. And I'm not going to be able to finish this kit tonight because we'd be on here for hours and hours and hours. But I'll probably pop on and do this every once in a while when I have a chance. And just kind of film this whole thing in real time so you guys can see exactly what goes into building up a kit like this, if you haven't done so yourself before. All right, one more interior piece. We're getting there. AJ says, when in the modeling experience should a modeler get an airbrush, as soon as possible or after a few kits? AJ, I would say, from personal experience, I bought an airbrush probably after my 5th or 6th build. I think it's a good idea if you're just getting into the hobby to try, like the first kit that I painted by brush. Just did it all by hand. And it was a good experience, and it kind of got me hooked and got me back into the hobby. And then the next few that I did, I painted with rattle cans, with spray paint cans from Tamiya, which definitely speeds up the process, but there's not a lot of control that you have, and you can't get really creative with camouflage schemes. You can't get very accurate with the schemes, at least. So I invested in an airbrush, like I said, around probably my 5th or 6th build, and it's probably the best investment that I've made in this hobby. It's an absolute game changer, and I do have a video talking about kind of my base airbrush experience over on the channel. It's my best gear for beginners video. But I'd say, get a few kits under your belt and just make sure, that you enjoy the rest of the process, all the tedious stuff like making 10 million road wheels like this. And then, invest in a, relatively inexpensive set. The one that I recommend in my video is still the one I use, and it works like $1 million. It's a great little rig. The whole thing probably cost me like $100 for the airbrush and the compressor, probably a little less than that. And like I said, I still use that today. But it's absolutely essential to have one if you're gonna really continue in this hobby and try and grow and improve your skills, I would say, at least. But get a few kits under your belt, and then it's probably time to invest in one if you're still enjoying everything. And I have to say, you won't regret it. It's a wonderful little tool, and the sooner you start practicing with it, the sooner you're gonna get a little better. So I hope that's helpful. Robert, there is not a Discord server at the moment. I don't really have a ton of experience with Discord, but I've had a lot of recommendations that I should set one up. So I will look into that, and I will let you guys know either here or on the Instagram channel if and when that happens. All right, sanding, sanding, sanding. How is the focus on the camera, guys? This is my first time filming with my new Canon M50, and I want to make sure that the quality is best as possible for you guys. Trying to get a good white balance here. I look okay, right? Just want to make sure everything else, the colors all look good. Focus is good. All right, awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I'm very glad to hear. So, question for everyone that's watching. Did you guys get a chance to see my scale model showcase video from this past Friday? And if so, what did you think? It's a new series that I'm kind of trying out, and I would love to know what everybody thought of it. Sorry for the really loud puffs every once in a while. I'm just blowing the extra dust off these guys. Adam, I've heard good things about Arma Hobby, but I haven't checked them out yet. That's good to know. I'm sorry I'm asking you guys all these questions about the quality of the stream too. I just want to make this as nice as possible of an experience for you guys. How is the lighting? Is it too light? Is it too dark? I just darkened it down a little bit more, so, well, I lowered the exposure so you guys could hopefully see what I'm doing a little bit more and it wasn't washed out, but I can definitely turn it up again depending on what you guys think. Yes, this is the Tamiya T34 kit. Where's the lid? I'll show you guys which one it is if you're just joining. Whoa! Punched my whole computer setup. Okay. Yes, we're building this kit today, or at least we're starting it. This is Tamiya's T34 76 CHTZ version, 1943. I don't know when this was originally released. This is a pretty old kit, but it's a good one, so we're going to have some fun with it. I've also got a figure that's going to go in here at some point from Trusty Alpine Miniatures. See if you guys can see that, if it'll focus. Come on, hey-o. Focus. There we go. Yeah, a little crewman there. It'll be nice. Build him up, put him on the side of one of the hatches. We'll do that at a later date. Back to road wheels. Good. I'm seeing good commentary in the chat here about the scale model showcase, so I'm glad that you guys liked it. That is good news. Thank you. I know it can be really hard to get your name out there and start kind of building a following in this hobby. The internet is a very big place, and I know I've got a pretty small channel too, but if I can help anybody out, I would love to. And I know it was 3 kits last week, and I get a ton of submissions. So I will be posting just a few every week, and we'll keep this thing going here just so everybody has adequate time for each of their builds. I don't want to rush through, kind of hustle through somebody's build. I want to, give them the time that they deserve. So we'll probably have a few every week, maybe more, maybe less, and we'll hopefully just share some good builds, get some people some exposure. And if you haven't submitted anything yet and you want to, the instructions are in both of the videos. I have a kickoff video kind of explaining the whole process, and then I have another, obviously the video from last week, where I have the instructions for submitting a build on there as well. So if you haven't sent anything in, I would love to see your work, and you might just find yourself on one of these videos some Friday. Barry says, what beer am I having? Right now, I am on the tail end of a Fiddlehead. These guys are great, from Vermont. If you haven't had one of these, they are some of my favorites. They're a little more expensive, but it's a lovely IPA. And if I see them on tap somewhere, that's generally one of my go-tos. Adam asks about the 148 scale Tamiya tracks. I have not built a 148 scale armor vehicle ever. I do pretty much all of my armor kits in 135. Not to say that I don't want to. I just have been sticking with the 135 scale for ground vehicles, but I'd love to someday. I haven't actually heard really anything about them, so I'm gonna have to pick one up and see how it goes one of these days. A little smaller, a little less time consuming, but you can definitely still have a lot of fun with it, so I'll have to pick one up. All right. How many of these do you have left, guys? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're getting there. Good Lord. Okay, let's keep cruising. All Things Models, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for joining the chat. We are building this guy up, or at least starting this guy up today, and just hanging out. So welcome aboard. If you guys haven't done so already, please make sure to hit that like button. It lets YouTube know that you are enjoying this content, and it will boost it out to more people, more like-minded scale modelers, and hopefully we can get some more people in the chat. So I really appreciate the support, guys. If you don't mind smashing that like button, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. I sound like an airline captain here. And we're approaching the terminal in LaGuardia. I don't know, I'm just making this crap up. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. As I mentioned before, I don't have music playing because I don't want YouTube to pull this down. I want to leave all these videos up so you guys can see the whole process if you want to, because I know some people are interested in that. So I'm not playing any music, but you guys just have to listen to me babble instead. Let's see. Have I built anything from ICM or mini art? Yeah, I built, what did I build? I built an ICM, no, did I? I've built some ICM figures. They make really, really nice figures. I haven't built an ICM vehicle kit though. Same with mini art, actually. The vehicles look great. Their figures are a little big, in my opinion, scale-wise. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that, compared to like Tamiya and Alpine and some of the other common 135 scale figures. But that's just me. I do want to pick up one of their kits because they look really detailed and beautiful, so add it to the list. Oh, where'd the focus go? I'm right here, come on. Come back. What's going on? All right, let me switch this to manual focus, see if it gets any better. All right, that's probably a little better, right? AJ asks if I have built a Bandai kit. I have built a couple. I made the little, I think it was a 144 Falcon, which is pretty fun. It's downstairs in my kitchen, on top of the bar. And I built up the Boba Fett kit, the figure kit, the 112 figure kit that they have. I've got a whole video on my channel of kind of the aftermarket little upgrade I did for that figure. I wanted to give him the new Book of Boba Fett appearance. So I made some tunic, or I made a tunic and some robes for him, which is a pretty fun project. So if you want to check that out, that is on my channel as well. Max, no, I haven't built the M41, the Tamiya M41. Somebody was asking about that earlier, and I do know it's a good kit. It's one of those like super classics, but no, I haven't gotten my hands on it yet. Gotta love a Walker Bulldog. It's a very iconic vehicle, and I know that is one of the, you know, like widely built Tamiya kits that's out there. So I'm gonna have to pick one up one of these days. Maybe do it in a South Vietnamese army scheme. That'd be kind of cool. What's going on? Sorry for asking. If I built something from Edouard and IBG, I haven't done anything from IBG. I do have an Edouard kit up there on the back of the shelf. It's a BF109 G6 that is on the list, and I will hopefully build that one of these days. I don't know when, but I will. If you're just joining us, we are building up Tamiya's T34 76 CHTZ version, at least getting started on it, and having a nice little chat here. So ask whatever questions you got in the chat over there, folks, and we're just sanding some road wheels down. Again, if you're just joining, I got my trusty emery board nail file here. I've been using this for years. And we're just buffing out the seam lines on these two halves of the road wheel. This is for the T34. You can see that we're over a half hour into the live stream here, and I'm just sanding wheels. So you know how tedious this is, but I wanted to make sure that everybody got a little look behind the curtain at the process here. It's not just a snap of the fingers and these things come together. A lot of the boring stuff too, but we're having fun. Hi from Spain. Thank you, Alejandro. Appreciate it. All Things Models. What made you want to start YouTube? Really good question. I started sharing my stuff on Instagram. Started this Bruise and Bruise channel on Instagram. Geez. 3 years ago? 4 years ago? I don't know what it was. And was just blown away by the community here. There's so many fantastic builders and really talented people, and just really nice people that are willing to chat and help you out in this community online. And I just wanted to contribute to that. And I really learned pretty much all this stuff, all my scale modeling stuff, from other YouTubers, from Andy's Hobby Headquarters and Plasmo and Night Shift and, you know, some of the big guns there. And I wanted to give it a shot. I've learned some really interesting things over the years, and I just kind of wanted to get some of my stuff out there. And I get to meet all you guys. So, you know, it's fun. So here we are. I started this channel in June. What is it now? Just in the beginning of April. So yeah, we've been plugging away at this for some time. Hello from Poland. Hope you're doing well. All right. So guys, we have all of our road wheels done here. All 10 of these. So looks like we need to glue these together, and then we're going to mount them on the hull here. I am not going to mount them yet because I want to paint these separately so we can get all this rubber here, but we can glue them together. I don't think that's actually... Trying to decide here, because the insides would be green. The outsides, well, this is the rubber. The inside's going to be green too. You're not going to see anything on the inside there, so I'm probably just going to leave them black, honestly. So yeah, let's glue these together and just get that done. So I'm going to break out my trusty Tamiya extra thin cement. Let's just put these together. Whoop. Simple as that. Hold them for a second. Now we've got a road wheel. One. Let's keep cruising. For anybody that's just joining, welcome aboard. We are building up Tamiya's 135 scale T34 76 CHTZ version. It has been a road wheel night so far. We're just sanding down road wheels and making a whole mountain of these. It's a legitimate tank factory. And we're just asking some questions, having some fun along the way. Oh, All Things Models. I'm really glad to hear that. Thank you. That's totally why I wanted to do this, because I want to just help people out. I mean, the other YouTubers are kind of how I got my start, and you never know who you're going to be able to help out. So just trying to pay it forward, you know? So I'm really glad to hear it. Thank you. Do I use a spray booth? I do not use a spray booth. I just have a couple fans in this room that I try and use, open a window, which is not a problem. And I've got these mats from Hobby Pads here. Let me see if I can slide this down so you can see the logo. Come on. Come on. Da, 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 da. There we go. The kind folks over at Hobby Pads sent me a few of these to sample out and do a little review video for. That is also on the channel if you want to check it out. But these things are great because I can spray right on here. They also have a specific version for spray booths, just to keep your station kind of clean. And it gives me a nice background to film on here, so I dig that for sure. Hello from Carlton, Virginia. Sorry, the computer's kind of far away. I had to read that. Hello. Thanks for joining tonight, Nick. Appreciate it. Louis or Louis, don't throw your kit away. Hold on to it. Even if it's a difficult one, you can always learn something from it. So I wouldn't throw it away, but that's just my recommendation. Jose asks, best and worst kit that I have built. That is an interesting question. And obviously subjective, but let me think. The worst kit that I've built, I've had some pretty frustrating experiences with Italeri kits. The fit is just not there. And I hate to say it, but they're very difficult to work with, especially after you're doing something like this. And if you're paying about the same money for a Tamiya kit versus an Italeri kit, there's literally just no point in buying an Italeri kit. I know that's kind of harsh, but I built up their M4A2 Sherman because they had the Pacific War variant with the wading trunks, and those are very hard to find. And it was just not a pleasurable build experience, unfortunately. I did make a nice little kit out of it. I was happy with the finished product, but it was a pain in the arse. And as far as best kit is concerned, I love all the Tamiya BF109s, the E3, the E4, the G6. They're all beautiful, but I am a bit of a BF109 junkie. Their Sherman kits are great too. I really liked their P38. That kit was a blast. The FG version that came out a few years ago, that was a really, really nice one. What else have I enjoyed quite a bit? Trying to think. Oh, and I really like Oscar Sherman kits. I've built 3 of theirs. I made it Oscar M4A1, M4A3E2 Jumbo, and their Firefly IC. Those are beautiful kits. They're a little bit more complicated. I wouldn't say they're for beginners, but fantastic level of detail on 135 scale. What editing software do I use for my videos? I started the channel using VN Editor on my phone. Honestly, I shot everything on my phone on my Galaxy S20. This guy. And I edited everything right on there as well. Here, I'll give you guys a quick peek here. Let me open it up. Loading. 1 second. Yeah, so I literally, here, you can see I literally did it right on this little app, and that's the whole thing. I was editing everything right on there. I know it's a little dark. But that's how I was doing it for the longest time, and it's a great app. I highly recommend it if you're just getting into this and you want to try editing. Now I'm using Shotcut on my computer, and I'm using my Canon M50 up here that you guys are on. Hello. And it's a much better experience. It's a much more robust, complicated software, so there's more for me to learn, but it's worked out pretty well so far. And there's a hole in the bottom of my glass. Uh-oh. All right. Lucky enough, I did bring up a refill. We've got a fat orange cat baby kittens. One of my friends gave this to me. It's from North Haven, Connecticut, if anybody's down there. And they're pretty solid. I've had a few of these already. But let's get this guy going. It's a nice hazy IPA, 6.5%. I enjoy it quite a bit. It was a very thoughtful gift. All right. Let's see. Back to it. Okay, so we've got all our road wheels done. Dun dun dun. That was fun. It only took 45 minutes. So as you can see here, the instructions call for these little end caps here. They are rubber, and that's going to help the tracks stay on the torsion bar arms here. So we're not going to put those on right now because I want to paint these separately. Actually, do I? No, I do want to put those on. Sorry, I lied to you guys. Let's get those on there, because we're going to want to paint those the same color as the road wheels. So let's get that going. These are what? B1. B1. So they're these long pegs. Yep, okay. I'm going to need 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on, 10. There we go. Is there any other way of reaching me other than Instagram? No, Instagram is the best way to do it. I started on Instagram and then I made the jump over here. Those are the platforms that I'm on right now, actively using right now. So those work well for me if that works for you. All right, let's see if we can wedge these guys in there. Do they want to go in? Don't seem like they want to go in. That's interesting. Let's do a little test fit. Oh. Why are those sticking off so much? Is that what they're supposed to do? That doesn't seem right. Weird. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I don't recall that happening. I do love polycaps. These are really old school polycaps, but did they fit in there? That looks like it's too narrow. I cut the right ones, right? Let's see. B1. B1. Oh. What? No, what did I do? A couple of these were B5. Let's see what I cut. That's B5. That's B5. You guys don't count. You guys do count. Am I hand painting or airbrushing today? I probably won't get to painting realistically today because we have a lot of building to do here. But I will be airbrushing this when the time comes. Well, they're on there, and you can see we get some move-in road wheels. Whee! Very nice. So let's actually, I'm going to pop these off for now because we don't want those on at the moment. Just going to put them in all of the road wheels themselves so we don't lose them. And these don't get glued in, guys. They just sit right in there. Little rubber bits. Yeah, Mark, I'm a little confused by these because they seem like they should sit in deeper than that. I have to pull up my reference photos, but maybe that's just the way they made this, because this is one of the old Tamiya motorized option kits. So you could put the motors, like the little old school Tamiya motors, in there and actually make these move if you wanted to. And I assume that's why they went for this, you know, kind of rudimentary, fully mobile option here. But whatever. We're going into this. We're going to build this thing mostly out of the box. So, no sweat. All part of the fun. Adam, do you build a Zvezda kit? I have not built a Zvezda kit yet. I have heard good things, and I would like to one of these days, but I have not yet. Yeah, those don't go in any further. That's interesting. Oh well. Okay. Next up. Take a sip of beer. Cheers, guys. Enjoy responsibly. Yeah, maybe they do stick out that far. I don't really know. We'll find out when we get there. All right, next we have to make our... Where are we? Front of the tank, back of the tank. Back of the tank. B. Idler wheels. Okay. So we need parts C5 and C4. C5. Yep. C5. Good. And C4. You know, these are pretty old school moldings, but they're actually very nice. The detail is there. They look pretty solid. Like, where's the outside? Kind of hard to tell, but let me zoom in a little bit. Whee! Right? That's pretty nice. I'm gonna break this up a little bit. Boop. Boop. Those look pretty cool. I'll back you guys back out so you. See what I'm actually working on here. That's better. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Wheels are the worst part of modeling tanks. It can be kind of a pain. I hear you, Braden, for sure. Never done a tank before. I'm guessing a Sherman would be the best choice. Shermans are great. I love Shermans. They're very user-friendly. These T-34s are also great because they were pretty rudimentary in real life, too. The Russians figured out a way to kind of slap these out of the factories pretty quick and simply and effectively. And that makes for a pretty simple and effective model as well. If you guys are just joining the chat and you haven't done so already, it would be awesome if you don't mind hitting that like button. It's a great way to let YouTube know that you enjoy the content, and it will help boost this to other scale modelers that might not follow the channel. And we can make some new friends that can hop on here and join us. So be sure to hit that like button, guys. Thank you. Appreciate the support. Tiger wheels are in my nightmares as well, Adam. Nothing like 1,000 interleaved road wheels to make you lose your mind. And I'm sure they're even worse when they weigh like 100 pounds a piece. I'm going to take a peek at the Instagram real quick, see if anybody wants to join here. Dun-dun-dun. We can get them involved too. Let me see if my camera will pick up. I don't know. Let me prop this up real quick. That'd be kind of fun if we can get them involved here too. Let's see. Hang on a second, guys. I'm gonna grab my phone stand. Hang tight. All things modeling. How long am I gonna stay live today? Probably, I don't know, another half hour maybe. Then we'll call it a night. Ah, Pete, glad to hear you got a brew going. Very nice. guys. I'm just grabbing my phone stand here so we can get the Instagram folks involved as well, hopefully. So just take me a second. Where is everybody joining from today? I'd love to hear. Just resituating a little bit, guys. Just a second. All right, that might work. Maybe. All right, let's see if we can get the Instagram folks involved too. All right, that'll do. See if anybody's watching from Instagram. Hello, welcome to the stream as well. Got this going on YouTube, got this going on Instagram. All sorts of craziness here. Got a couple folks watching from Florida, Canada, England, up in Vermont, pretty close to where I'm at. Poland, Wisconsin, more Canada. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining. Glad to be hanging out tonight. Oh, I wasn't even streaming. I just had Instagram set up, but it wasn't doing anything. Whoops. All right. All right, there we go. If you're just joining on Instagram, welcome, guys. We're doing a little live stream today. Just working on this T34 kit. Let me grab the box art so you can see what's going on here. Ta-da! Just doing a little building on this guy. Having a good old time here. If you want a slightly better quality, hop over to Instagram. Or not Instagram, I'm sorry. Hop over to YouTube. We've got a whole bunch of people watching on YouTube as well. Having a great old time here, and the video quality is probably a little better on my Canon M50, so pop over to YouTube and say hi as well. If you guys are just joining, welcome aboard. And if I miss any of the chats, I've got the YouTube chat going, I've got the Instagram chat going. We're having a good old time here. Making some idler wheels right now for this T34. All things modeling. If you drop me a DM, would I reply? Yeah, sure. I guess PSA to everybody. If I don't get back to you, if you send me a note on Instagram or wherever, and yeah, if I don't get back to you right away, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's because I get a lot of DMs and sometimes I miss some of them. And I will get back to you at some point. So, sorry. Please don't take it personally. I'm just trying to comb through them all and make sure I have time to get back to everybody adequately. So, stay tuned and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Alright. Got a couple idler wheels there, very nice. These are ready to rock and roll. Alright. So those are good. These are the B parts. So we might as well just pop those on. Wait, what is that? Oh yes, there's a metal piece with this kit. Again, because I mentioned that this was one of their old motorized kits. So let me grab that real quick. And say, yeah, the front axle of this kit is this little metal piece. Put that right there. And that goes in like that. Whoop. And then our front drive wheels here, I believe, we'll just slide right on. Let's see if this works. How does this work? I'm gonna take this out and just see first. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, it's the wrong piece entirely. That would be what the problem is. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's not what I want to do. Hey, Sauerkraut, how's it going, man? Thanks for joining. I know I've got this stream going on YouTube and on Instagram. We're doing all sorts of streaming action right now. It's crazy. Alright. Well, I was being dumb. These are the idler wheels, not going in the front. I gotta make those still. Yes, this is a T34. This is Tamiya's T34 76 CHTZ. There it is, if you're just joining. And we're just doing a little building on this tonight. Nothing crazy. Just having fun, answering some questions. I probably will wrap this up here relatively shortly. And if you are just joining on Instagram as well, I was telling people we've got a nice full quality live stream over on the YouTube channel if you would like to hop over there and check this out in full quality on my Canon camera up here. And you get a nice top-down view of what we're working on. Adam on YouTube asks, what are the worst wheels of all time? Like build-wise, Adam, or functionality? What do you mean specifically? I'm curious. I think as soon as these wheels are done, guys, we're probably going to call it for the night. And then we'll come back sometime very soon and keep working on this kit. But first, let's just get these wheels assembled. One of the beautiful things about Tamiya, even with an old mold like this, got those nice little indicator lines in there. Line these right up. Boom. Beautiful. Alright. Do the same thing on this guy. And no, All Things Modeled is not, the chassis is not painted yet. This is just the green styrene that it comes molded in. Okay, there we go. All right. Hang on 1 second, guys. I'm just going to check something out, and I'll be right back. Connor, what's going on, man? How are you? I'll be right back, guys. Sit tight. All right, we're back in business. Let's see here. Hello to everybody that just joined. We've got the live stream going on YouTube. We've got the live stream going on Instagram. All sorts of chaos here. We're building up Tamiya's T34 76 kit. There we go. There we are. Well, we're not going to build the whole thing tonight. We don't have that much time. But we've made a whole bunch of road wheels, and that's fun. So we'll keep plugging away with those. And I think that's probably all set, yeah. So we'll leave those all off for now, because we're going to want to paint those separately, as I mentioned before. And we are, what's next? Let's check out the instructions, that would be helpful. So our next step here, we've got to get our upper hull out of the way. We've got to attach this rear plate to the back of the vehicle, and we need to put this little mount on here. Again, this is to keep that metal rod in place, because this is one of the old Tamiya motorized kits, and we've actually got a screw to mount that on. That's right in there. So let's start out with this back plate here. Let's get the piece going. It's a 22. Snap that off. Boom. Boom. Let's scale that down a bit. All Things Models says that the stream's slowing down a little bit. If anyone else is having trouble with the stream quality, let me know. Alright guys, I just ended the Instagram stream because it was too much to manage all at the same time. So we're going to focus on YouTube. You guys have been here the whole time. We're going to have fun. We're going to stick with the YouTube stream. Just want to make sure that people knew over on Instagram if they wanted to join us, join the party, that we were here and we were having fun. So let's get back to it. Alright, so this plate needs to go on the back of the T34 here. Got this little notch. That's going on the top, and I always like to do a quick test fit to make sure that we're not going to have any issues once we actually cement the piece in place. Some nice little notches on the side here to make sure that we've got a good smooth fit. And there are probably going to be a few little gaps. We will deal with those later. So let's get our cement. We can actually just mount this right in place because it fits pretty good, and with this extra thin applicator head, you can get that right in there. I'm gonna press on this piece. Just make sure we get a nice tight seal there. All right. We're just gonna hold that for a second. Make sure that, excuse me guys. Make sure that fits in place. Looks like we've got a nice seam there. That's good. I gotta make sure we get the sides of this wheel mount here. A little bit in that notch peg. We're gonna do the exact same thing. We'll hold that in place. Being careful not to touch any of the wet cement because we don't want to get that on our fingers. If you're just joining, we're working on Tamiya's 135 scale T34 76 kit. Just getting a little work done on this tonight. I'm going to film as much of this as I can in a few different chunks here so you guys can get an idea of the full real-time build process for a kit like this if you haven't done one before. And it's a good excuse for us to just hang out, chat, and answer some questions. All right. I think as soon as we get this piece on, guys, we're probably going to wrap it up for the night. But I do appreciate everybody joining. It's been a really good time. Any last minute questions for this stream from anybody? Got a couple toe hooks on the back here. Very nice. Alright, we're just getting these toe hooks mounted in place. Okay. Very nice. Alright, gang. Well, I think that's going to be it for tonight. It's been a pleasure building with you guys. And we'll do this again soon. I'll post when I'm going to do the next one, and we'll keep plugging away on this guy. But all things considered, look, we got 10 road wheels done, a couple idler wheels, drive wheels here, and the back piece of our lower hull. So not too bad for a day's work. Alright guys, until next time, be well, happy building, and cheers. I'll see you guys soon.